Okay, here we are finally. I hope.
Yes. We are finally live.
Okay, we're finally live.
Good morning, good evening, good day to wherever you are in the world.
Mayang buntag, mayang hapon, mayang gabi, no matter where you are. That our apologies about being a little bit late. We're about 20 minutes late. And what happened is we made an attempt to do a scheduled live stream. Another friend of ours does these periodically, and so I'm going to get with him and see what he needs to do or watch some YouTube videos. And we're actually going to try and notice on what is going to happen and what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm getting this, your connection is unstable, try reconnecting. So if there's an issue, please let us know, and we'll see what we can do to try and help. Get loves Philippines internet, though. We were up to 4, now all of a sudden we're down to 1. So I'm not sure what happened. But anybody that's out there, we appreciate you for being here.
Yes. Thank you so much.
And Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to start trying to do a regular talking heads type video. And that way it'll kind of let everybody answer questions in a little bit more stable environment and see what's going on. I will have figured out how to do the scheduled live stream so that the night before we will schedule the live stream so that people get it in the evening or get it in the morning and they can know about it that evening. House hunt yesterday.
I like it. It's I like the condominium.
It was a gorgeous condo. We absolutely love the layout of the condo, the furnishings of it. Unfortunately, Selena Towers is real restrictive about letting people in. Selenia? Selenia? Yeah, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And you need PCR tests before you move in. That we told them the last ones we had were October. That told us we're going to have to get new ones. We asked about Mama and Papa coming to stay with us for a few days. And well, each time they left us with the impression that each time they came and stayed, they were going to have to get new PCR tests. Well, which that could get expensive to begin with. And Papa's not terribly enthused about ever taking one again. So I'm not terribly sure he would be willing to deal with that.
He's not into testing, that's for sure.
So I can't necessarily blame him on that one. And it is kind of I don't know if you've ever had those tests, but they're not terribly convenient. They feel like you're trying to scratch the back of your throat through your nose.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's because he just doesn't like them, had somebody who was a little rough or what, but
he just have some phobia or something.
That he has absolutely zero interest in ever. Do you want to swap seats?
No, I'm good.
Okay. In that case, I need coffee over here. He
never went to the doctor or hospital before, and that's why. Every time if you tell him go to the hospital, he just like,
no, not happening.
You need to put him on a perfect mindset. And then keep telling you could do it, you're good. It would take you a while to convince him. Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised you got him to go for the blood pressure medicine. And even with that there was some issues on that, and after a while he just stopped taking the blood pressure medicine.
Yeah, now it's every day. Mama is taking the blood pressure morning and evening, and he's taking the antibiotic. So his last antibiotic will last in May, so we will get another supply.
Yeah, we're buying the meds so that we know when they should be when they should be finished up, and so we can't check him daily, but we can kind of check up on him. Yeah. As far as did you take all of them, and did you take them? And correct. So, but we got Mama and Papa hey Brandon, how you doing this morning? on the computer, I can set it up big enough and a high enough contrast. I can actually read the comments without glasses.
Yeah, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are.
Brandon, he's from... My memory's a lot like Cindy, that it's really good, but a tad bit short.
How are you doing? I'm doing good.
Yeah, morning sickness has pretty much gone away.
Not really. There's still... It's the headache now. It's not the morning sickness.
Yeah, you're not like Ralph enough food every morning.
Yeah.
That
if I don't eat on time, then my head starts aching. So.
Yeah, we were supposed to have done burritos this morning and or tacos as well. No, we got burrito stuff too. That
I'm waiting for that, so you'll cook that one.
We'll actually do that as kind of a lunch thing after we finish up the live stream. Yeah. We found some place that we did a video of them that
you might post it tomorrow. Something like that. The video of the condo. You might ask permission first.
Because we didn't get any of the amenities, because we didn't get anything like that, I'm probably going to put it on a private so that they can see it and see what we, the video that we got, and just explain to them that without that, when they get here, we'd love to come over and visit and finish filming the video. But neither one of us felt comfortable in that place and didn't.
They're so strict.
We really didn't feel welcome there. And that was kind of the end all, that we just didn't feel welcome there, that we felt like
every time we go,
we were the redheaded stepchildren.
Every time we go to a door, they'll check again. And then it started me to get frustrated. You know, my temper, right?
Without a doubt. And you're getting to that phase in pregnancy where everything irritates you. And you are American enough that the filters, the Filipino filters are gone. Yesterday we had a confrontation with one of the barangay officials, and I tried to get her out of there a couple times so I could deal with it. And you and the barangay official had I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm I'm just relating what happened. Honest.
It's like trying to get a kickback because you're American. I see other people throwing stuff and they're all like.
Well, and that was part of the problem is the one that initially approached us. I think we could have just, okay, our apologies, but he, real quick, that Cindy and her started to get into a little bit. And immediately, like 4 more started to show up, and I think the barangay captain or supervisor or whomever showed up, and they got stupid, and Cindy got offended by that, and it just it escalated quickly.
Well, because I was frustrated because they just said, "Oh, we'll just give you a citation. There's no fine."
Right. That initially the lady just said, "Hey, we're just going to give you a warning, not a problem." And then when the other lady,
and then when she gave me a ticket, oh, you need to go to the city hall and you need to pay this. I'm like,
yeah, when the lead showed up, it went south badly.
You just give me a ticket, you will just get information, and there's no fine. So that's why I got frustrated because they're not giving the right information.
Yeah, and the ticket they gave wasn't actually correct. And I'm not saying it was a bad situation, but I am saying she kind of reacted a little.
I know how to. I know my battles, so.
Okay.
So I know my battles, so.
I'm going to stick with that one. Okay. But yeah, that I could picture someone at Solanea giving Mama or Papa a hard time or something going on.
And every time we do that, I'll get frustrated and I get yell and scream.
And I could picture that going south badly quickly. And so we truly appreciate the couple that's offering us a place. That it's a couple that own this place, that they own a nice one over there.
Yeah.
And they're just decided to put it out on the rental market not too long ago. Nobody's ever lived in there. Yeah. But it's a gorgeous place. And I'm pretty comfortable they could get full price for it when things open back up. And everything I'm seeing, I'm thinking things are gonna start opening up here.
Yeah.
June, July, possibly August or so.
Yeah.
And I can't picture things going for that long. Cebu is trying to get reopened. Governor Gwen, the Iron Lady of Cebu, is struggling and fighting to get things back open.
Yeah.
Yeah, my morning coffee. This is part of what I like about these talking head ones is I get my morning coffee. But because we weren't comfortable with it, we didn't get a whole lot of the amenities of the place or anything like that. I'm probably going to compile the apartment, the condo tour portion, and get it ready and just post it privately so that the owners can see it and see what was going on and where I was looking at it. And then when they get here, we'll go, we'll ask to go over and in that way they can show us around to the other amenities and stuff like that as well. Yeah. And that'll make a really neat section for it too. So that one probably won't get posted for quite a while. Today at noon, I have got an appointment to go see another 3-bedroom townhome here in Guadalupe. And again, it's for a little bit more money than we were looking for, but it is completely furnished. It's virtually brand new. Yeah. That the doctor, I guess, owns the compound and built three or four. It's either a triplex or 4 townhomes, and is renting them out. And so, I think he lives in one of them. I think the realtor made comment he lives in one of them. So I don't know fully. We'll find out a whole lot more today. That video I'm going to do a lot better because Cindy asked not to go on this one. That she asked to keep them down to no more than 1 or 2 a week, but doesn't mind if I go visit every day. She doesn't mind if I go a couple a day. Yeah. And so you're going to start seeing a lot more real estate videos come up to the point where I may just start compiling them and allowing them to backlog. And that'll help me out a lot too, because they're actually fairly easy to edit. And it's kind of fun to do a reaction type video. Yeah. To where we're playing the video and I have our webcam set up. And that way Cindy can watch the video and give a reaction to it as that she's seeing it. And that kind of makes for a neat format to do. That we played with that one with the other one, but chose not to go that way because we didn't do it well to begin with. And you had actually seen the video before we tried that. Yeah,
Brendan Bishop said, sounds good. Love the real estate videos.
And believe it or not, that one did really well. And so I'm going to have to go with Rod's idea and start doing some more real estate videos. And it's kind of fun to look. And I do. I agree with Rod. They are.
Great idea. Her reactions are hilarious.
See, it's not just me that loves them. Okay? You are cute when you react like that. Tell her. She's cute when she reacts like that. No.
You're silly.
Most days, yes.
I'm not gonna join your videos now. I'm kidding.
But even after we find a new place,
he said definitely. Okay, thank you, Brandon. I'm gonna pinch you later.
I'm probably gonna get pinched rather well for that one later, but it was worth it. Even after we find a place that I'm probably still going to go see 1 or 2 a week or 1 or 2 a month even.
I don't know because I don't do filters nowadays and it's just like raw.
And that's kind of cool though. And it's definitely kind of a Phil Lamb reaction that it's still Filipino. You try to filter the words, you just don't filter the reaction.
I'm just trying my best to. Because like coming from the US also and then I've been here in the Philippines for quite so long, and then living in the US for like 5 years and coming back again. It's like a definitely twist.
Yes, it is. And The places we're looking at now are 3 and 4 bedroom places, so that will be a little bit nicer than just a 2 bedroom.
Yeah, really like hard for me because before, like, I'm like not like so shy when I started a job until like I like.
Yeah, paychecks kind of cued you with that. Uh
So yeah.
yeah, the main company she worked for back in the US that in the beginning that they were really cool, and she just got caught up in some office politics that was going on. Not caught up in the office politics, but caught up by the office politics.
Yeah.
You actually stayed out of it, but kind of were a victim of the fallout from it.
Yeah.
And it didn't end terribly well, to the point where she resigned a little bit earlier than was expected.
Which is okay because.
And then we got caught up in that freaking COVID crap and couldn't get here anyhow. So
because I've learned a lot, I took advantage of their benefits, like the
yes, you
tuition
did.
reimbursement, and that's why I was able to graduate with my master's. And it's definitely a good change. I would say sometimes good change.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you don't necessarily, you might do again, but you definitely don't regret doing.
Yeah.
Uh,
And now when I apply for another job in another corporate world, I know how to handle, and I know where I stand, and I know,
yeah,
my values and principles, that I'll stay in this. If you don't like it, then it's okay.
and that was a big thing that it gave you experience in a way when you first started out, and a lot of the higher ups that were above the level of the
Supervisors and
office politics that was being played,
yeah,
still loved you and wanted you, but
yeah,
they realized something was going on around you,
yeah,
and to the point where finally the regional manager stepped in and did some serious realignments, and that really soured her
yeah.
supervisor towards Cindy to the point where it got really bad. I think the supervisor probably got a little bit of down dressing because of the games that were being played.
Yeah. So far, it's okay. That's
but it gave you
more
a real taste of what the American corporate environment was.
Yeah.
And allowed you to much better handle it for the other job you got.
Yeah.
And with doing this online stuff, that it's helping a lot. And it gave you some really good experience.
Yeah.
To land a lot of these online jobs.
Yep.
So overall, it was a positive thing.
Okay, well, going back to house hunting and our pregnancy issues and other stuff.
There's a place on Cordoba. It's Mactan Island. It's the island away from here.
Yeah.
It's still part of Cebu province, but it's where Cebu Airport is. And we really like the looks of the house. We'd really like to take a look at the house. But unfortunately, right now, it's about 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
Just because of limited access.
From the city. Maybe, I would say if...
Well, when that Cordoba link opens up, it's probably going to put it back to 20 minutes away, if that.
I don't mind like long distance if I feel like it's already my due date. I'll just go in advance to the hospital and stay there for a couple of days. That's not bad. I have feel health, and that's not really.
You can do that here?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Again, that's the difference between here and the U.S.
Some people can stay 3 days here
before they're in labor.
Yeah.
Really?
If you think you're ready, start on your due date. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, back in the U.S., if you're not in active labor, well into active labor, they don't want to see you.
Really?
Yeah.
Here it's okay. You're allowed. That's what I heard. Yeah, you're allowed here. There are other pregnant women that stays in the hospital for a week.
Okay, so that wouldn't be so bad at all.
Yeah. So
I
if
didn't
you
know
know that you're due and you think like you are going on labor, then you can go early. And that's why all the midwife, the central, the community, the local like from the mountains. If they think they're on labor and dust week, they just go down and stay in the
Okay, that
birthing place.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to give home birth anymore here in the Philippines.
Aside from the water birthing something.
And so, unless it's a
really licensed thingy.
Yeah, unless it's a really emergency situation, like your water broke.
Yeah.
That you're not supposed to give birth at home anymore. And so I was kind of asking about that, and that's when they said they came down and stayed. And so I assumed that they stayed in like a hotel or something.
Yeah, they stayed
in a hospital.
Yeah, in the community hospital.
I didn't know that.
So my mother's my brother's ex-girlfriend, when gave birth in the local center birthing, Mama just gave 1,000 pesos and they just stayed there. And that's it. And I told my friend, because most of my friends gave birth in the birthing place in the local town, I said, I know how cheap it is in the town, because before you could just give 1,000 pesos, donate, because that's public. And if you're here in the hospital, your normal delivery is 20 to 40,000. If you have money, then yes, but you don't have money, 1,500 pesos. So that's why there are other people that have 4 or 5 kids. Imagine that, like.
That's how you can afford to have kids over here. Is it's not insanely expensive to get them.
Especially if you don't have money, and in the mountain, you could just pay in the community hospital for like 1,500, or just donate 200. Imagine that.
And
well, my aunts before, like that, I see them giving birth and then taking care of the babies and so on and so forth. Like, I take care more than 10 babies. That's why I don't have a problem taking care of my own.
You have a connection that you didn't have with those ones.
Huh?
You'll have a connection you didn't have with those ones.
Yeah.
This one's mine.
Yeah.
But we are finding some places that are nearby that are a little bit more than we wanted to spend.
Yeah.
The one we're looking at today, we were looking at the 20 to 25 range. They're asking 35, but the realtor said that she's confident that the guy would come down to 30. And if it's a nice enough place, we might consider it.
Yeah.
But at this point, we're actually not pressured to find someplace.
We'll see. Yeah.
The one over on Cordoba is 25.
Yeah.
And that is a very nice.
Utilities, right?
Right.
Yeah. So basically, water, electric, internet, whatever juice.
Right. And
that would reach us to 30,000, 35,000.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Any way you look at it, we're probably going to be 30 to 40,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah, we'll just build a bahay kubo for 50,000 pesos. Kidding. Char. If you're a Filipino, you could survive in a bahay kubo, but you're American, so.
Well, one of our friends down at Sabuna, that they've got one of the.
We can make like that. We just need to find a property.
Is that a bahay kubo that they live in?
It's a makan, not really bahay kubo. That's a class A, because it's half of it are hollow blocks and half are a makan. You just need to. That would last 10, 15 years.
That they've got one of the amakan.
Yeah,
amakan houses. The
bamboo.
The half bamboo houses that they've got a concrete cement block knee wall that goes up waist high.
You think that would not cost them expensive too, right? Did you go inside in their house?
Yeah.
Is it beautiful?
Yeah, that's part of the reason. I'd never been in one.
Is it beautiful?
It is. It's a really neat place. I wouldn't mind it at all. That it's nothing like what I had envisioned.
It's a big place?
Yeah. Decent sized.
That's good.
That they did the two bedroom. Okay. 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom. I don't know. 2 or 3 bedroom. But they split the bedrooms, which I liked.
Oh, that's good.
That theirs is off to the side and got a bathroom, and the other ones that there's a public bathroom and a central bathroom or whatever. And then one that I know of, and I think it was a second bedroom. But anyways, the inside really isn't finished much differently than a normal house.
Okay.
That they instead of drywall, they've got that 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch plywood that goes up over the bamboo studs or cocoa lumber studs. Studs. So I don't think it would be that bad. And the one thing I was talking with him, and he admitted in hindsight he kind of wishes he would have done, is I would probably put steel pillars on the corners and possibly even in the center.
Yeah, it's more.
And then made a flat roof with plumbing going up to it that we could expand into a second story if we ever wanted to.
Yeah.
And then make like a, you'd probably want to make an interior stairwell as well, but definitely make like an outside stairwell to where you could go up and have entertainment on the roof deck. You know, to use it as a roof deck until you decided if you wanted to do a second story.
Yeah.
And that way you could have like an outdoor kitchen, a dirty kitchen up there, and a restroom up there for people.
Yeah.
Even before while it was still a roof deck. That eventually, and this is at least a year down the road, that we're considering buying land or buying a house or buying something more permanent. We've tossed around the idea of Argyle, that's kind of a second. We've tossed around the idea of Moab area.
Yeah.
That's more of a primary thing. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily mind Badian? No, not Badian. Bajan? Down by Quasin Falls?
Yeah.
Or even all the way up to Dumajigi.
Dumanhope.
There's a excuse me, not COVID, honest.
You're silly.
There's a town on the opposite side of Cebu Island from Sabunga called Dumanhug.
Good job.
And the way it's spelled, it looks like Dumajigi. And that's actually what I thought it was the first time I read it.
No, Dumanhug. See, Dumanjug. Dumanhug.
I like Dumajigi better.
You butchered it. You murdered it.
Uh-oh. But even up there, and that's about half an hour, 45 minutes from Moabwa.
Yeah.
And about an hour from Mama Papa's
place.
Yeah. Yeah, Dumanhug's about an hour.
45 minutes.
Oh, okay, so it's about halfway between.
Yeah.
So, there's a couple places that we're thinking about. And it looks to be kind of a growing town.
Yeah, it does.
That they've got a little Gaisano in there. They've got a fair population.
Yeah.
I saw PLDT was advertising their internet there.
Yeah.
So, and like I say, that we're looking to stay here at least until this time next year. Stay in Cebu City at least until this time next year. Mainly because of the health reasons. That with the syndrome that she has, that there may be some complications.
Yeah.
With the syndrome she has in my age, that Pumpkin may have some complications. And so until Pumpkin's at least 6 months old, that I know I would, and we both have said that we kind of feel a little bit more comfortable to be close to top-end medical care.
Yeah.
But like one of the other people said that the gentleman we know down in Sabunga, there was an expat couple that they came in at the local clinic in Sabunga. There was an emergency appendectomy done. The person was fine. Their son had an appendicitis attack and needed his appendix removed like now. And they were able to get it done there in Sabunga. and they stayed there for a week, and everything turned out fine. So, he was kind of emphasizing, you really having that stuff close by is convenient and nice. He's not disagreeing with that, but it generally isn't needed. And even for a lot of the emergency stuff, that the provinces can handle it and at least get you stable enough to get you to a major place if need be. Yeah. And even if they, that was kind of one thing he was saying, is even if they would have got an infection or something like that, the first signs of it, that they could have got them into
They're really good doctors, because we have a community hospital there in Tibunga. It's actually from the great grandfather and then passed to the father and then now to the son. They're all doctors. Yeah. And cool. Some of the siblings are in the US, so that's why I was able to sustain the equipment and everything. This sis of mine was the one I got surgery or operated in that community hospital. It was a little bit small before. If it grows bigger, it was so expensive. So Mama just paid 500 pesos.
And
you see this one? When I was like 13, 14 years old, Mama said, that's an issue. We need to go to the community hospital. And they were able to actually get it.
Well, but that's just it. You had a dermatologist that you bought 10 visits here in Cebu City.
Yeah, but I cannot use now because I'm pregnant, so I can use it after my pregnancy. I'm not allowed for facial or something.
Really? I didn't know that. Are they okay with it?
Yeah, there's no expiration on my...
Okay. You bought 10 visits?
Yeah, I still have 7 left.
And all 10 visits were like $600?
Actually, 500. Because I got warts removal.
So...
I get a lot of warts.
Yeah, that's like $50-$60 a visit. And I just, laser treatment in the US is like $200 per visit.
Excuse my yawning. So
yeah, somebody doesn't do mornings terribly well nowadays.
I feel like I'm always sleepy in the morning, and I'm alive and active in the evening. I'm gonna start my work in the afternoon, finish that up before my boss kick me out.
Is there any questions you guys have got about what's going on, the house hunt, any information you guys might want, medical care, house hunt, pregnancy issues? That's part of the reason why we do the live stream, is we're able to answer those questions, and we actually kind of look forward to the interaction between those. So please, anybody that's watching, don't hesitate. We're generally pretty open and will answer pretty most respectful questions.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why we like doing these, is it allows us to give a lot more direct interaction.
Yeah.
Kind of the behind the scenes look into what's going on in our lives on this.
Yeah. And we argue too. So we're a typical normal couple, don't we argue a lot?
Oh yeah.
I'm always the one who find arguments or fight. I'll say, do you want to fight? I will fight.
That's more recently than historic, but
really?
Yeah.
Appreciate you both being candid.
Thank
you.
Right. Yeah, if we continue these much longer, that I can see us having an intense discussion happen spontaneously on one of these.
I could always find faults.
So. When we were talking about the barangay people, we almost had one here today.
Stop it. We'll move on. I could always express my feelings and emotions before.
Yes, you can.
I could suppress it, and it's not good.
And I think you're finding you get over it a lot quicker when you do express them.
I know, but I don't like it.
Didn't fit you with your cultural upbringing, huh?
Yeah. I am actually very careful when I'm at set surrounding with my family and my siblings, because they're not used to that. Don't laugh.
I just kind of remember confrontation you had with one of your uncles.
Oh, yeah.
That
Dudu was ready there, just in case if he will like slap my face, and then I said, I need to be careful. Punch it.
Not too long after we got. Do you mind if I relate that a little bit?
I don't mind.
Correct me anywhere I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm incorrect.
Correct.
That it's an uncle that is. It's one of her dad's brothers, and
yeah,
they weren't terribly close in the family to begin with. No. And when they were growing up, he was police, or he was employed.
He's employed, and he has a job, and he has money, I would say.
And there was a couple times that he was asked for help, and
you just ignore us.
Yeah, he just kind of ignored it and was rather snide and rude about it. And now that Cindy came back with everything, and his job has since dried up, and his kids aren't really helping. Yeah. That he was kind of sponging a little bit.
It's just frustrated too, because like Mama are giving 5 kilos of her, and it's like always. And then I told Mama, you need to stop that, because they're not finding money, and they're just going to the friends and drinking. Go ahead, continue.
And so I'm like stereotypical Filipina niece that you kind of confronted him and had a tad bit of an intense discussion.
Yeah.
That we'll leave it to you people to figure out what intense discussion is code word for, but I'm pretty confident you can put 2 and 2 together at this point. But
yeah.
Her brother Dong was there, and her brother Jem, he admitted that it looked intense enough that he didn't stay too far out of earshot just to make sure that it didn't get overly intense.
Yes.
But what's kind of cool about that story is that because of that, it did change family dynamics a little bit.
Yes, it does. Like they're not.
He in particular realized that it was getting a little overboard. Yeah. And I guess he talked with his other brothers and realized that, well, obviously Noli knew a little bit better what he was doing than we seem to have. And he actually is the kuya of the family, that he is the eldest in the family. And I actually chose not to go along on this outing because it was a family outing. Mm-hmm. And that they went up and she got a little bit of video, and I think she posted some of it on Facebook. That yeah. But during that, the brothers got together and genuinely apologized to Papa for ways that they have behaved over the years. Yeah. And realized that wasn't really cool, and that he may not have had a whole lot as much as they did. Yeah. While the kids were young, but all 4 of his kids turned out well and appreciative of what they had. Yeah. And the other ones, not so much. So that, in that respect, that was very cool. That you did have the courage, the courage to stand up and say no more. I know. And do so in a way that they didn't necessarily like, but respected well enough to take it to heart.
I like how Papa stand up now too when his brother come over there, and Papa just say no. Instead of, they always go to Mama, because Mama is the one who's always accommodating. Mama told you need to tell your brothers that that's enough. Because one time they come over again and asked rice, and Papa said, Ate is pregnant and Ate is not giving us money, so you need to figure it out. And so that's what Papa said. It's the first time that Papa really, stood up and like you still have like everything with you. You just need to work hard. And then you have the motorcycle was donated, from the church, and you just go and keep drinking. So Papa said, you're so blessed that people help you. During my time, nobody is helping me. That's what Papa said. So.
And it was way cool that did happen, and
Yeah.
that they got a lot of the family dynamics worked out.
Yeah.
To the point where, although we're not going to for various reasons that we won't get into, that they are a little bit personal, I wouldn't necessarily mind that we've talked about moving back to Sabunga.
Yeah.
And have decided not to for a few reasons. And
I just don't want.
and that's part of the reason why Argyle is kind of a distant second.
Yeah.
That Argyle is still a little bit close. Argyle's only about 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away.
Don't get me wrong. I love my family and relatives. Okay, it's good to see them occasionally, but don't. It's different story when you see them every day.
She's kind of taken that American approach that I love my family from an arm's distance.
I provide everything for my parents and but relatives and everything, then it's totally different story.
Yeah, and that's something that we talked about a while ago, quite a while ago, not too long after we first got together.
Yeah.
Mom and Papa, any of their needs and most any of their wants that we will.
Brandon says no.
We will definitely give them.
Yeah.
Siblings, any of their needs, we will help them with. Any emergencies, we will definitely make sure are handled.
Yep.
But past siblings, no, that they'd be able to survive this with or without us, so that they need to figure out how to survive it on their own. That a genuine family catastrophe, yeah, we would probably help with it. There's been a couple of funerals that we've made a contribution to, but for the most part, that they'd be able to figure it out without us here, that they can figure it out with us here.
I start learning now because I told them I'm having a baby. This is my priority, and if I keep giving, nothing will left for me, for my baby, for the future.
Yeah, and that's way cool in that respect. I am very glad that it didn't happen this way. This is one of those times that I realize by strict definition it can't be true, but man, at times it feels like God has a really warped sense of humor.
Yeah. You're never gonna know.
We've both been told that we can't have kids, that it would be very unlikely for either one of us to have kids, and so with both of us figuring that we just assumed that kids were not in our future, and we'd never planned on that. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
That somebody needs to excuse for a minute. And we'd actually passed up a couple of opportunities to buy a house or to get a nice condo. And we intended on just kind of touring around, and at least the first couple of years, just exploring the Philippines and Asia. With the current situation altogether, the touring Asia was kind of out of the question, but we were getting ready to start doing a lot more traveling around the Philippines and Cebu in particular. As soon as we get sunshine back, we are going to go up to Bantayan Island here for a few days or a week and check that out. Hopefully we will be in a place by then, but if not, that's cool too. That if we're in a place, we'll probably ask Mama and Papa to come up and keep an eye on it. If we're not in a place yet, that will be a little bit easier because there's not a whole lot here, and most everything we've got would go with us anyhow. But right now we're kind of scrambling to figure out some place to live permanent and to get a house that we passed up. So I see you in the background back there.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I have absolute faith that we'll get led to the right place at the right time. And that's happened.
Oh God, sorry.
In our relationship from the day we met, literally.
Yeah.
And in the right timing, things fall together, perfectly in ways that we couldn't imagine. And until then, it's kind of a interesting moments in between. Yes. We'll go with that for an expression that Cindy's taught me to tone down my my language.
I like that. I did. Did I? I did.
Instead of a FUBAR situation we could barely handle, that it's interesting situations in between. Okay. And yeah, from early on that it was way cool. That when you first got there, the money was getting a little bit tight. And right after we got married and I came back to the States, I had a Isuzu Trooper 2 that was a fun little car. And I went to pull out into a main street in scratch that. I went to turn back into the side street from a major street. And as I did, somebody was watching the traffic stop that was happening a couple blocks away and just destroyed the side of the truck. The property damage settled pretty easily, and I don't think you can see it, but I've got a little scar up here, and I've actually got one in the hairline.
One in your...
And I've got this that tore up this tattoo. And that took about 6 months to settle, but settled for way more money than I expected. Yeah. Because none of them were really bad. I didn't go to the hospital. I did make one doctor visit, and the doctor said, "You've been in an accident. You're going to be sore for a day or two." Okay. I just wanted to check and make... You're the guy that's actually qualified to say that statement, not me. And so, he did his checks and said, "Yeah, you just been in an accident. You expect to be sore for a day or two." And they settled for an amount that kind of far exceeded what I really expected to. We just got a message that one of the houses we were looking at was taken. So
he said he has something in Isa.
Okay, we're getting Facebook messages that most of our apartment search, our house search at this point is happening on Facebook. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that one after this, and we got about 15 more minutes.
I'm kind of hungry again.
Okay, don't hesitate to say that. Somebody's getting hungry and asking for breakfast anyhow.
I eat a while ago, but my head is spinning.
We were actually supposed to have the burritos for breakfast, but
I was waiting for that burrito. That's why I eat kamay.
We found a place that does pretty decent chorizo, that it's more taco meat than chorizo, but it's actually really good. Yeah. And so we're gonna have chorizo and egg burritos that I stopped down and picked up some, and you can buy them here. They're not cheap, but you can buy them here. That they're about $3 a can for refried beans.
Take care of that girl. Hungry is not fun.
Yeah, you ain't lying on that one. And hey, she's really doing angry really well. And we've actually been on this for about 50 minutes. Oh yeah, parabiology. That Cindy is
3 months.
3 months pregnant. We're having a baby pumpkin. The due date is October. The initial due date was October 31st. Yeah. And so my sister made comment about having a pumpkin, and so pumpkin is kind of stuck.
The nickname.
And pumpkin works out well, whether boy or girl. It's kind of a gender neutral, the PC term. Okay. And so when you hear us refer to pumpkin, but we've actually been at this for about 45 minutes, and if anyone has any questions, final questions, please, feel free to ask them here in the next few minutes. But otherwise, I'm going to start getting ready. And did anybody pull out the chorizo?
Yes, I did.
Okay, very cool.
Got it in there.
Again, it goes back to that memories a lot like her. Really good, but a tad bit short. You are a tad bit short. Be honest with that. You
I'm
can't reach the
short.
cupboards.
I'm short. Vertically.
From the looks of that, I needed to back away there for a second, but
I'm hungry.
Otherwise, we are going to get going.
We appreciate
definitely,
you.
I'll let you go for it.
My head is spinning.
Okay.
I'm hungry. We appreciate you for watching and asking questions. We truly, thankful for catching up with us.
We really do thank you for your time. That we know that you could be doing a lot of different things, probably a lot better things than just sitting here watching two old people talk. But
too old? No.
Okay, that was a bad choice of word. My apologies.
We're still young.
Okay, at least one of us.
No, we're still young. Oh,
I'm going to go with Mabuhay before I get in trouble. Enjoy, people. Thank you.